pro boxing fans here at Portman Road in Ipswich. Mike, wow, listen, we know we live in the era of viral moments and viral clicks and everything, but this was one of the biggest knockouts I've seen from a fighter who was possibly down massively in that card. Your fighter, Fabio Wardley, being Justis Huni, just give me your thoughts, man.
Yeah, I think what potential fighter the year again, or knockout of the year. Yeah, it was amazing. You know, Fabio stayed determined. He stayed true to his ability to grit it out. And like he said, all it takes is one shot. If you switch off, he will put you to sleep. And that's exactly what he done. He was trying to set that shot up a few times and it missed, but he kept his self-belief. He's been drilling it in the gym and it landed, and that's what it took.
He did tell me that, listen, there's probably times there where I was overthinking. But do you feel like that was due to some of the work done by Justis, who was, you know, throwing punches from different angles, was possibly giving him something different that he's probably not had in his career?
Yeah. Listen, we knew Justin Huni was going to be a great competitor. You know, we said it was number one versus number one. Yeah. It's not somebody that is ranked 356. Yeah. So you have to, that comes with the game, and it comes with your decision making. This is what he wanted in a sense of a competitive fight. And this is why Fabio keeps getting better and better, because he takes these risks and he will learn from this. He learns on the job. And he will learn from this, and he will go on, and his next fight will be, you know, you'll see better boxing skills, I believe.
Can you see the comparisons with Deontay Wilder? Obviously, Frank Warren, when I interviewed him, he did say that's a Deontay Wilder moment. Yeah. But can you see it that, listen, even if Fab is losing the rounds, and you've said it in the post-fight press conference that he's always got that chance with his power that he carries?
Yeah, but I think Fabio boxes a lot better than Deontay Wilder. So it's not going to be, you know, you're not just going to go in there and just outbox him. No, you're going to have to work very hard for it. And you know what, he hurt Justin Huni in the first round, and I think that made Huni switch on. Whereas I think Fabio may have thought, okay, this is going to be a little bit easier than what I thought, and then it turned out to be a tough fight. But again, you can't write off Fabio. I can't say it enough. I know I sound like a broken record, but you know, if you haven't learned yet, then there's something wrong with you.
I don't want to talk too much about, you know, what's. I can't really ask him what's next, because the guys just come out of the fight. But I can ask you, because obviously you and the rest of the team behind do sort of the future planning for Fabio. What are you looking at realistically for Fabio?
Again, just look at the landscape when the time presents. He needs a little time off. He's got, you know, he's going to have his little baby, so he needs to focus on the family. And then after that, you know, we'll see the landscape, see who wins with Dubois and Usyk, and see what other heavyweights are available. We know that boxing is forever changing. You know, changes on a daily. Fights that you would not even think of all of a sudden get made. So he's shown that he will fight anybody. So whoever's available, and it makes sense, and it, you know, gets the hairs on his arms standing up, you know, Fabio will fight them, and will support that journey.
Finally, before I let you go, Mike, I'm not sure how much you're allowed to say, but obviously your guy Dillian Whyte'S rumoured to be the front runner for August 16th against Moses Itama. What can you tell us, if anything?
Yes, it's just one of the fights that we're currently discussing, and we're discussing it seriously. You know, we don't want any boring fights. We don't want any hug fests. We want entertaining fights that are going to bring value. I think that's one thing about our management. You know, all the fighters that are with us are exciting. You know, Mike Perez today was in a great fight, and he wants to have somebody like Opatai. You know, Fabio Wardley was in a great fight, and he wants championships. And Dillian Whyte, you know, he wants great fights, and his next fight will be big.
Say if it is that fight, do you feel like Dillian's got, you know, the skill set to stop this journey? And it seems to be a very fast journey for most of the time where he seems to be knocking people out. And there's this big hype around him, rightly so, with his performances. But do you feel like Dillian's going to stop that journey?
Yeah, listen, I will always. I'm probably not the best person to ask because I'm always going to back Dillian 100%. I've been around him for years. I know what he can do and what he's capable of, but you have to get it done on the night.
Yeah.
You know, and the best fighters get it done on the night. So Dillian's going to be in the gym. He's going to be putting in work, and come on the night, I believe that he will pull it all together. And we'll see a good performance against whoever he beats or whoever he fights. So,
Mike, I know it's late, so thank you so much for your time this week. And no doubt we'll be seeing you soon. And maybe a press conference for our announcement for a big fight.
Yeah, let's see. Listen, we're in this to make moments. You know, boxing for all of these guys, Fabio, Dillian, Mike Perez. You know, they chose this sport. And they've all had it the hard way. Nothing was given to them, you know. Now Fabio's getting opportunities, but Fabio had to work hard for his opportunity. Dillian Whyte had to work hard for his opportunity, coming from the slums of Jamaica to being a world name in boxing. You know, sometimes I just have to look at where we've come from and what these guys have done, and that's why they're hard to beat, because the grit and determination that it takes just to get to here. You know, I look at the comments and see how people can just be nasty and negative, and these guys endure it day in, day out, and still manage to prosper. So these guys are winning in life, and anybody that faces them, just be prepared, because you're gonna have to put them down and nail them to the ground if you want to win.
Mike, always a pleasure, mate. Thank you so much for your time, and like I said, catch you at the next one.